China's first domestically built jetliner has completed its maiden commercial flight. Operated by China Eastern Airlines, the C919 flew from Shanghai to Beijing with 128 passengers. The flight marks the C919's official entry into the civil aviation market. The plane will now operate between Shanghai and Chengdu before expanding to other routes. Well, let me show you the vital statistics of the new passenger plane. It's around 40 metres long, 12 metres high, with a wingspan of more than 35 metres. It can carry a maximum of 192 passengers. It can travel at an altitude of more than 12,000 metres, reaching a speed of 0.8 Mach, which is around about 980 kilometres per hour. The state-backed Commercial Aviation Corporation of China began developing the aircraft 15 years ago. After some delays, the C919 had its maiden test flight in 2017, received its type certification in September last year, and in December the first plane was delivered to China Eastern Airlines, where it underwent another 100 hours of test flights to verify safety. Well, the C919 is considered a competitor to Airbus's A320neo and Boeing's 737 MAX. The plane's manufacturer, Comac, said in January it had received more than 1,200 orders from over 30 clients around the world. Well, let's talk to the eminent airline industry expert, David Learmount, consulting editor from the aviation news platform Flight Global. David, welcome back to the show. How significant is this plane for Chinese aviation?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. This is China's opportunity to enter the biggest single sector of the airline marketplace, which is exactly, for aircraft which are exactly the same size as the C919. And as you said, that means the Airbus A320 series and the Boeing 737 series. And those two airplanes, between the two of them, have sold more aircraft than any other type in the history of aviation by far. So this is a massive market, and it will get bigger.
Well, let's talk about those two big players, Boeing and Airbus, you've mentioned, dominating the sector for, well, decades. I mean, is their stranglehold unbreakable? I mean, what factors allow them to remain there for so long?
Well, of course, Airbus challenged Boeing by coming into the market for the first time in 1970. And now it's up there, Boeing's equal completely. So it can be done. You can have a newcomer, an outsider coming in and taking a huge sector of the market. And as I've said, the market will grow, so there is space for another. And I think that there's a fair amount of the marketplace, the airlines themselves, the buyers, who would actually like to see some more competition. A prominent operator, Europe's biggest airline, Ryanair, has actually said, the leader of Ryanair, Michael O'Leary, has actually said he wants to see the C919 out there to challenge these two established players.
There is an airline concept, isn't there, of what they call airline cautiousness. And I want to ask you, how long does an aircraft need to prove itself, build brand, build reputation, for it thought to be universally reliable?
Well, the caution is well warranted, really. And if you think about the standard of both safety and aircraft reliability now, the way it is now compared with the way it was, say, 30 years ago. If you think about the way cars used to be 30 years ago, if you owned one then and you own a brand new one now, there's a huge difference. The standard of manufacturing and sheer reliability and service is extremely high. And the C919 has to be able to equal this. So I think you'll find that most of the players, especially the big Western players, will want to watch the aircraft in service to see what levels of reliability the operating airlines get out of it.
What are the best strategies to introduce a new aircraft to the market?
Well, the first strategy is kind of the obvious one, which is to underprice the market, to offer it at a good price, because that may encourage people, if they're prepared to take a bit of a risk, in order to go for a good price. That is one of them. The other thing is to sell the aircraft to the world's big aircraft leasing companies, because some airlines don't buy their aircraft or own their aircraft. They lease them from leasing companies. So if you have some relatively nervous airlines who don't actually want to take a long-term risk with purchasing the aircraft, they can lease it and then close the lease if they don't like it.
I'm getting the word from air traffic control to shut up and move on. Lovely to see you once again. Come back and see us soon. David Learmount.